ideally, it goes
Preparing
live.
live stream.
Meeting is being
live?
live streamed.
Iconic.
Oh, buddy.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I'm scared.
Me too.
So do we wait for Karen to get started, or do we just
She said 5 minutes, so we can just get to her when she comes in.
okay. Okay. So I guess we're just okay. I was not prepared. Okay. Well, I am prepared, but I was not. Okay, damn. There, Karen's here. Welcome everybody to your 8th tribal council on Spellbound Survivor. For some of you guys, it's your 7th, but it's neither here nor there. But first off, well, speaking of the guy who's only attended 3 tribal councils, including this one, Timmy, you won immunity. So how's that feel, man?
It feels fucking hot.
As it should. It should feel hot. But follow-up question, I guess. Do you feel as though because you've won immunity that a lot of people are clamoring for your vote? Like, you're safe, guaranteed, no matter what happens tonight, you have made it to the final 8. Do you think a lot of people are relying on you as a number this round?
No. It's been fucking quiet.
All right, then. I guess by show of hands, raise your hands if you think it was quiet.
Raise his hand.
Jesse raised her hand. Cam's profile pic, Kirby raised his. Okay, and Kerbo and Cam raised their hands.
Sorry.
All right, then. Okay, Zach, why do you think it's been quiet?
Well, I'm currently dying right now, so please, can you forward that question to somebody else? Thank you.
Okay. Cam, why is it quiet? Why do you think it is?
I've literally got no clue, honestly. It's just been dead all day.
Okay, now that I'm not dead, I'm going to try to further elaborate. I just think people have been busy with their actual lives this round for some reason. Or, if people are immune, there's that reason too.
I played a board game at work today, so I wasn't on my phone. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying we're all busy with our point taken. We're all busy with actual real life because, spoiler alert, this actually isn't our real life. That is all.
Oh.
So it's not? I only
no, this
put
is
y'all
all
on this cast because
simulation.
I
You
thought
didn't
it
know,
was
Jacob.
No, I thought that's the only reason why I casted all of y'all. So that because I thought that's all y'all did. But anyways, well, if it's a recurring theme that everyone's feeling as though that it's quiet, it's become like an ambiance thing. It's although it would naturally be like if one person feels like it's quiet, oh, maybe they're on the outs. They're being left out of a vote. They're being left out of a plan. But it seems like a consensus thing. Yes, it is being quiet. But because it's now the jury phase, Jesse, do you think it's going to be like this for future rounds as well? Or do you just think, oh, this is just the first jury round? It's only going to be like this from here on out. It's not going to be like this from here on out.
I think it was only quiet because people said people had actual lives outside of the game. So I think that's why it was a bit quiet today. I think it's going to get more chaotic the more we go on.
And well, now technically this is the first round post the deliberations of the twins as to where the extra votes are lying with as many rounds that have proceeded up until this point. Karen, because I'm not giving you if you had a natural disaster, you compare it to the tribal council. Be thankful and not asking you that this round. Do you think any advantages will be coming into play anytime soon?
Yeah, I mean, probably if they've even been found. Who's to say they've been found? I keep getting lost in the woods. I have no problem telling people I found a stick. So maybe I'll carve a smiley face on it and ask if that's an idol. In general, I'm sure if people have found advantages, they're gonna come out sooner or later.
Karen, it took hours to make. I wanted to say it. I just heard the stick and I was like, it took hours to make. One of my favorite moments of all Survivor. But there's a couple of people who weren't able to attend tribal council today, and I feel like before the talks of it being very quiet, I wanted to focus on it being A, the jury phase, and B, what the challenge was. So let's get right into it. What we asked Lyndon was, Well, Brian did. Now the jury phase has started with whoever is voted out tonight. Does the way you vote people out change? And if so, in what way? And then said for her personally, it definitely means making sure not to anger anybody. Not that I want to do that anyways. You want to start jury management early because no one wants a bitter jury. She said no one wants us bitter jury, but I can fill the lines. I can understand what she's saying. But Wesley, do you care to elaborate now that the jury phase has started? What does it mean to manage someone's vote? Because if it's so quiet, then what are you doing to manage that? What are you doing to make sure people still feel good about you, regardless of the outcome?
I'm trying to think here. I would say the strategy would just be to like try not to, I guess, rub salt in the wound too hard. Like, don't try to like lean into the. Don't try to fake people. Don't try to like piss them off too much, but like pretending you're siding with someone you really aren't, and like too hardly. Like it's okay to some people like just don't be like too fake about it.
And
Mhm.
I cut you off. You can proceed.
I think that's all I got.
All right, but well, since we were talking about just this past round and the, I guess, lack of chaos, so to speak, I guess for lack of a better term, sensitive topics. With each superlative that we've given you guys, all except one person had at least one superlative during the competition, and Tammy's pointing at himself because he was actually the only one that
This is
didn't
a
win
peace
anything.
sign, not an arrow.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at yourself, like,
I mean, but also like at me.
yeah, well, at Timmy. But there are some positive ones, like some that in your heart you want to hear, like who is most likely to win this game, who is the coolest, who is the funniest member of the tribe, who do you trust with your life? There, and then there's some negative superlatives, like who's most likely to stab you in the back, who needs a wake-up call in this game, who falsely thinks they're running the game. And so we asked Jason and Minor, you can elaborate this on afterwards. Which do you think is worse? Because like on one hand, you may draw more attention towards yourself with the positive ones about winning the game of we didn't ask these questions, but stuff like best social player, best strategic player, things like that can put a target on your back. But at the same time, with those negative ones, some of those stick. And whoever, like the question that a lot of people get and we didn't ask was, who's playing for second place? That reputation, that legacy stays. And it lingers throughout the game. It's definitely possible. And so we asked Jason that, and he said that this is a hard question. I've gotten both good and bad superlatives in the past. Honestly, I don't think it truly matters. Just because you got a player most likely to win doesn't mean you are guaranteed to win. There's still more rounds of this game, and with this being first round of jury management becomes crucial to the end. On the flip side, getting most likely to stab you in the back or needs a wake-up call doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to lose allies or lose the game. You still need allies to get to the end, and you need to make sure they need you. So in truth, the comp, in my opinion, only creates paranoia trademark. He told me to trademark that. But Minor, do you care to elaborate? Do you think that these superlatives will have lasting effects on the game? Do you think people who get the more positive ones will be viewed as more positively by the jury at the end of the game? And the ones who get the bad ones are kind of like dismissed as goats?
So I've seen it play out both ways, where that it's just a fun comp and people don't take it like to heart, and then just have it like, oh, you got this, cool. And then there's other times where it sparked people be like, oh, what do I need to do here, or stuff like that. Which I guess it does create paranoia. I was trying to avoid it, not to give it to Jason. But yeah, it just depends on the individual, like what they want to take away from the questions and everything.
And it's going to be very difficult to make sure that everyone's on the same page with this. I, for one, admit that when touchy subjects comes around, I feel like if I were to get a good one or a bad one, like the one that's of extremes, I feel like I need to overcompensate for that one, make people feel like that perception is not true. So any of those negative ones, I'm going to go all out to make sure that I'm doing whatever I can to be put further out in front as a strategist, as a social player. And then with any of these positive ones, I want to downplay how active I've been, downplay however I can, whether it be subtly or forcefully, trying to make sure that people don't perceive me in that way. But again, there's instances where I just didn't care. I already had my strategy set in place. Because a lot of people right now at this point, a lot of you guys know where your priorities lie. And your job is to make other people feel as though that it's not determined yet. And whether it be who gets this superlative, who gets this one, who wins this sensitive topic, that doesn't change. It may reaffirm what you're already thinking as a strategy moving forward. But a lot of you guys, although you don't want to admit it, you guys know who you want at the end. At least as of right now, as long as things play out similarly to how they have up until this point. Because again, like I said, the game is ever fluid and ever changing. But the people you trust, unless they do something super egregious, that trust is consistent. But with that being said, I will now ask the usual questions I ask at the end of every tribal council. Raise your hand if you think you're on the right side of the vote tonight. Some teetering, but some confident hand raises. A couple people off camera, so I'm just, I don't know. But
I'll raise my hand.
okay, Karen raises her hand. Cam's also teetering. Raise your hand if you think you'll be receiving votes tonight. Not necessarily meaning that you'll be going home, but maybe worried that your name was thrown out there sometime. And last question, the question of the hour. Raise your hand if you think you're about to be the first member of the jury. Okay, a couple hands risen, teetering, but not certain. Well, for one of you guys, it's going to be certain in just a couple moments. So please send in your votes. We'll lock it in. I'll be getting all the parchments ready. And while you guys go do that, shout outs.
Shout out to, of course, Marcelo, my king, the hottie, the hottest hottie. Anyone, Marcelo, thanks deserves a shout out. You get a shout out. Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, you know that's you. Shout out to my girl Vicky. Shout out CTC Prod. Shout out CTC, everyone, all the players. Love y'all. Shout out to my cats. Shout out to the free Mexican food I got at work. And shout out to anyone who needs a shout out.
Shout out Grace and Seb, my prod chat icons.
Is there no shout outs?
I just can't think of
I
a shout
will
out.
keep going.
Yeah, I mean, mine has
because
gotten.
I usually go on.
Well, I was gonna say mine has gotten a shout out for how many tribals now is this? He's fine.
I mean, there's someone that you said that
Well,
you
yeah,
weren't
no,
gonna shout
Lyndon
out.
Gonna
spoiled
shout
it.
out
He
Don
doesn't deserve
Buckley.
it. He doesn't deserve a shout out. But whatever. Shout out
Ooh.
Lyndon's progress, Alex, whatever. Double dipping hoe. Anyway, shout out Heather Rich, the only icon actually.
Period.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Fuck Nick Mana. Anyway.
Shout out Vanessa also.
Vanessa?
The Vanessa from Distortion. Yes.
Yeah. Just clarifying who that's you're referring to.
Yes.
Shout out to the dog in my living room.
Shout out.
Shout out to Narwhals.
Cat.
We all good?
I don't know.
Well, I know I'm good. But if everyone's ready, then we'll get right into it. All right. Well, with that being said, now I've read all the votes. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage that they would like to play, now is the time to do so. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The window is closed. All right. First vote. Jesse. Second vote. Wesley. 1 vote Jesse, 1 vote Wesley. Third vote. Wes. Fourth vote. Wes. That's 3 votes Wesley, 1 vote Jesse. Wesley. That's 4 votes Wesley, 1 vote Jesse. 5 votes left. The 8th person voted off a Spellbound survivor and the first member of our jury, Wesley. That is 5. That is enough. You can speak your final words.
I wasn't completely shocked here, so have a good time, y'all. See you later. I'll just be hanging out at the King of Ponderosa and just hang out till the finale. Bye.
Take it easy, my man. Well, now that you guys have sent your first juror, now this reaffirms that exactly what phase in the game you guys are. Eventually, at the end of the day, all the people that you guys have participated in voting out and ousting from this game will have the power at the end of the day to determine who will win this game. So regardless of how this game plays out, I wish the 8 of you guys the best of luck. You guys have done what the other half of the cast was not able to do. But only 2 of you guys will be able to be sitting at the end facing the opposite side of Wesley and the rest of the other jurors. Best of luck to